All right, all right. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. It is Monday, Monday, Monday. I hope y'all excited. I hope you're excited. So first off, let me start by saying I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful solar eclipse. If you missed it, go and watch somebody else's. It was amazing if you've never seen it. So welcome. My name is Quita Queet, also known as Giggles, depending on where you see me at. I am your host for today. And today I want to take the time out to say thank you for giving me 30 minutes of your time where we come and we use quirky topics, unique topics every second and fourth Monday. Listen, listen. With nothing that we do here that can stop us. Ain't no stopping us now. All right. Everything that I'm giving you is sincerely for your resilient growth. So whether you're single, you snuggled up, you're watching it live or on rebroadcast, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Make sure that you share it, like it, subscribe. If it's what you like, make sure and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. All right. Are y'all ready? Now that we got housekeeping out the way. Any questions? No? Oh, no. All right. Hey, Mom, thank you so much. We are on. We're ready. It is time to go ahead and give you what happens when it rains, it pours. So can somebody in my R2Cs, my Real Resilient Conversation, tell me what it means whenever you hear the words, when it rains, it pours? And I know that y'all know because y'all smart. Y'all are intelligent people. All right. What does it mean when you hear when it rains, it pours? Anybody? Hey, bestie. Good to see you. Good to see you, bestie. All right. Thank you so much for my compliments over in Instagram world. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to press on because I got a lot to give you in a little bit of time, as always. So it's usually something that happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, then it's like, oh my goodness, now there's a compound of extra things that are happening. And usually when you hear when it rains, it pours, it's automatically associated with the negative. I don't want you to think about it being the negative. Think about it being the positive also. So when you say when it rains, it pours, right? Usually it is something bad that happens, and now there's something else bad that happens. So when I say that, what kind of things do you think pop in your head? Right? It's basically every day there's going to be good and bad things that happen. God gives us the countless blessings. So that's the positive, right? No matter what is going on, that's going to be the rain, right? Whether it rains good, whether it rains bad, whether it rains hard, whether it rains soft. But when it pours down, and pouring doesn't always have to be a rush from above. Pouring can be what you do once you gather all of your rain. Does that make sense? Right? So when we're talking about when it rains, it pours. Sometimes it's becoming. It started as a slogan when it became popular. So how many you saw? So that's why I'm asking. How many people you saw? Right? Morton's. Morton's. The salt girl. You know the salt girl that walks and she has the salt pouring behind her with the umbrella. Don't make me have to pour it. I can't. So when she's holding the salt in her hand and it still continues to pour. So it originally started by saying, even in the dampest weather, the salt will continue to pour. It was simple. However, we still look at it that way. When it rains, it pours. And so no matter what's going on, it's going to continue to flow whether we want it to or not. And so there's a thing that when it rains, it pours. It's more so a work of art. You're looking at what's going on in your life, and it doesn't always come out how you plan it. If any of you paint, if any of you know how to be creative, and the idea that you have in your head before you start to create it versus how it comes out, sometimes it's better. Other times you're like, what am I supposed to do with this, right? Right? You take whatever is there and you make it a great experience. How many of y'all have seen paintings per se, and you're like, who who is going to pay for that? And now it's on the market for millions of dollars. And there's somebody who bought something that is paint splashed on the wall, right? You're like, oh my goodness. But when it rains, it pours. So it might rain looking negative, right? It looks negative with how it rained. But the positive, right? When it pours, it poured into their blessing. It poured into a dream for someone else. What you made, right? When it rained and it didn't seem right, then it poured into someone else. It poured into the vision of someone else feeling like that is what they needed in their life. That is what they needed on their wall. It's the same thing. And when it rains, I said it usually does pour. It pours somewhere. So if you think about when it rains on your rooftop and it goes down, what is that? The siding? Is that what it's called? Oh, she said Facebook wasn't working for her. Are you able to check that? That's my, all right. He checking on it. Wonderful. So sorry about that. Making sure everybody can see. So let's dissect this a little bit when we're talking about life. When there are times in your life when you felt like it's raining, what did those times look like to you? When it's raining in your life, you feel like it's pouring in your life and it's not necessarily what you want it to be or what you thought it would be. You thought it would be something bad and now it's pouring something amazing. What were those things in your life? What were some examples of when you said it's raining? When it rained, it pours, right? Right? Could it have been not some negative stuff, like when you're having car trouble, and then all of a sudden the car breaks down. You're like, I know I needed to get it fixed, but now I have to get it fixed, and I'm stuck on the side of the road, and it's raining, and right. So then you keep adding these ands and ands and ands, and this is where it becomes the pouring, right? When it rains, it was already bad enough that you had a car that you needed to go and get your AC compressor fixed. Yep. And now you can hear the knocking even more. All right. So when you are like, when it rains, it pours, take the time out to say, what am I missing here that I should have caught on to? And then it wouldn't have had to get to that pouring stage, right? You ended a bad relationship or you ended a toxic relationship. I know that's the common word that's been thrown around for a while. In a toxic relationship, and now all of a sudden you realize that you're pregnant. Help me, help me, help me, right? Like I can't get rid of him. I can't get rid of her. I thought we was done one more time, and now we got at least 18 years together, right? In some way, form, or fashion. Think about if you go out to eat and then you thought it was good, and all of a sudden now you have an upset stomach for days. You like, come on. I've been waiting to eat. I got it. And now all of a sudden it is horrible. Now I got to deal with stomach issues. And now I'm going to lose 10 pounds and look super fine. And everybody's going to be like, oh, you look good. And you'll be like, it's because I've been having stomach issues the last 3 days. Right? There are always times that you can think of where when you say when it rains, it pours, right? You lost the game, and then somebody on the team got injured. You like, come on, we need them for the next game, right? You lose your job, and now your child needs a new pair of shoes. They need clothes. They're going on a field trip. They got to eat lunch, right? It's raining outside, and now all of a sudden, you know how you have the little the button. You don't have to touch the button to unlock your car. You just get close, but your hands are full, and then you realize that the battery done died on the clicker thingy. I don't know what this called. Something carving. And it breaks. And then guess what? Now you're stuck in the rain. You have an armful of groceries. You're tired. Your feet hurt. And now you're stuck outside in the rain and can't get in your car. Right? It's always something. But what about the times that you find money and then you're like, oh, I found $20 in my coat pocket. Hallelujah. And now all of a sudden you go and look in your bank account and somebody gave you a refund because you was due to you. And you didn't even realize it. Now all of a sudden you've gotten the abundance. Like when it rains, let it keep on pouring out, right? Let it rain and pour it out. Hey, don't judge me. I'm old. Don't judge me. G-Train know about that. Hey. So, what about this? What if you want a free trip and then all of a sudden they throw in free airfare, and then they throw in free food, like they're going to pay? It's all inclusive now, right? These are the things that can, when it rains, it pours. Don't automatically think raining and pouring are negative things, right? And so I really want us to look at resilient and what resilient can mean, right? Resiliency is different for everybody. So I don't want you to think this is a cookie cutter thing, right? Which is why I usually give you a plethora of options, because I want you to feel comfortable, right? I want you to feel comfortable with understanding that, hey, this worked for you, it might not have worked for me. Everybody doesn't look the same, right? In physical attributes, we know that, but how emotionally we operate, physically we operate, there are times that we have to understand I'm different. So one of the things that we can do is looking at our past challenges. I know that y'all don't like to look at your challenges from the past, right? But the challenges from the past are what makes you remember. You remember the things that you overcame. You remember the stumbling blocks you climbed over. You remember the mountains that you went around, all because it made you stronger. But you had to go through the rain. You had to go through the pouring, the outpouring of who you are, right? It rained rough in your life, but you're pouring out the positive still to the people that come in contact with you. The people that have the opportunity to come near you are so in love with who you are, not necessarily what you can do for them, but for who you are. And it's because of what has rained on you, it's pouring out on the positive side, right? And so you look at your challenges as your opportunities. Challenges as opportunities is not always easy to do. That is a practice thing, right? Because whenever you're looking at the challenges, you're like, I'm over it. My car been in the shop, bestie. Car been in the shop for a week, a week and a half. They ain't gave me my car. I need a car so I can go to work. When it rains, it pours. When I thought I had somebody that was going to be on my side, that was going to be there to support me, and now all of a sudden they out the door. When it rains, it pours. But about the times when you thought that your best friend, when they cut you off, they left you, it rained, but then it poured somebody better in your life. You have a better support system. You have better friendships. Think about your challenges as opportunities. All right. Let's see. Look at your relationships. What is your self-worth? Let's look at your greater appreciation for what you have and what you no longer have. Right? What you no longer have can be more of a blessing than what you have, depending on what it is, right? Think about your life. Think about people that you had in your life that were so bad for you, and now they're no longer there. The opportunity for you to move, the opportunity for you to transition out of that relationship, the opportunity for you to look for a better job, opportunities. The challenge is you're starting over. But the opportunity to start over, to start a new chapter in your book of your life is always worth it. Always worth it. And so I want you to take the small steps. I don't want you to eat the whole elephant. I want you to take small steps, right? I'm short anyway, so I have short, choppy steps. That's just me. But I want you to take the small steps and move towards whatever your goals are. Right? Whatever solutions that you come up with when you're looking at something's got to change, take the small steps, right? I automatically thought that I would be married with a baby, and now they told me, no, it's not happening that way, right? When it rains, it pours. So now I was going to adopt. They was like, no, you rushing God. Don't rush God. Take your time and just let God be God. Well, God, do you hear me? All right. When it rains, it pours. You thought you was gonna have a relationship, it didn't happen. You thought you were gonna have support for your new job, it didn't happen. You thought that you were gonna have money flow in, and it didn't happen. But then your opportunity towards walking those small steps towards your goal is so amazing, so phenomenal when you feel the power within yourself of knowing that you have changed the trajectory of where you're heading. Right? Practice self-compassion. So, what is self-compassion? Right? And so, right, Miss Brooks said you have to be able to go through the rain in order to walk through the mud. And let me tell you something. I used to say that if you can walk through mud, you can get on the other side. So there, there are things that you have to get through. There's muddy situations, exactly, muddy situations in life. But guess what? When it's muddy, and all you got to do is keep moving. It's gonna feel heavy. Your boots are gonna get stuck. Your shoes might get messed up. But once you get to the other side, did you make it? Right? Did it annihilate you? Absolutely not. You made it. It is someone else that couldn't even make it as far as you made it. So guess what? I celebrate you. I appreciate your hard work. I send my love and adoration for every step that you've taken, every moment that you had to look in your past and say, but I made it. Every moment that you had to look at your circumstance and say, but these are challenges that I can change. Yes, it happened, but what can I do now to make you better? You took the time to take the small steps, right? And when I'm giggling because I'm thinking about how many of you have made pancakes and they ended up burnt on one side but perfect on the other side. And you're like, I wasn't paying attention. This is a little too dark. Do you take the small steps of scraping off the little darkness? Or if you do like me and the whole side is too hard, then I just cut that off and then stick it back on the griddle. No, it's just me. All right, got it. Take the small steps to get to where you are. And like I said, practice that self compassion. The compassionate aspect behind it is don't judge yourself too harshly. We all make mistakes. God didn't put us on this earth thinking that we were going to be perfect, right? And so, because we're not perfect and we make mistakes and we don't always make the right decisions, we don't always go about things the right way, the way that we were told to do it, then guess what? Practice some compassion, but also be mindful of the goal that you had set and then get back on the path that you were supposed to be on. Get on the path you're supposed to be on. I want you to prioritize your self care. I always talk about self care. Figure out what self care is for you, right? I had a coworker today and I asked her, I said, what are your hobbies? And she said, I don't know. I don't know. She said, I wish you could teach me how to let go. I said, girl, I gotta, that's my job. That's what I do now. I got a coaching aspect behind there. I can get you there. But on today, I want you to think about what are your hobbies? What brings you joy? What brings you peace? Right? She said, well, when I get home, I just lay in the bed. And I said, if you're laying in the bed, then find something that's funny, that's going to give you a good chuckle, like a hearty chuckle, like from your stomach chuckle. Uh, and if that is even on your social media, that social media, sometimes you on TikTok and you find that good hearty chuckle. Find what it is, right, to help with your self care. Sitting in the tub, listening to jazz, having a glass of adult beverages, whatever that might be for you, or drinking your water and minding your business. If that is part of your self care, because you know at one time you were not able to stay in your lane, but now that's a part of your self care. Then wonderful, wonderful. Spend time with your family and friends. Your family and friends are the ones that put you over a lot of humps. though your family and friends are the ones that have broken down and listened to your issues, your great times, your hard times, your muddy times, the times where you know you made the mistake and you just weren't ready to let go of the mud. You weren't ready to let the rain rinse it off, right? You wanted to stay in the mud. It just felt better for you to stay in that mud. And yet, your family and friends are the ones that give you that emotional, mental, spiritual support sometimes, right? Find you a good support team, right? I have my tribe. That's what I call them, my tribe. And here, that is who I know. If nothing else, they're gonna be, hey, come on now. We're gonna sit and talk and just be around each other, love on each other. My tribe knows that if anything was to happen, they're gonna be probably one of the first people beside the family to know, because that's my family now. All right. Now that I've talked about my tribe, I really want you to understand that there will always be roller coasters, right? Always roller coasters in life. Always. And when it comes and when there's roller coasters in your life, sometimes you got to go along for the ride. As scary as it might be, as exciting as it might be, whatever it is, when you get to the top, everything is great. You're like, this is so exciting. I made it. And then when you have to go back and start a new challenge in your life, you're like, this is horrible. I don't know if I'm making the right decisions. This is what I mean when I say when it rains, it pours, because you're going to go through the roller coasters of life, right? Whether they be good, whether they be bad, the roller coasters of life. The resilient part of it is to understand how to utilize the tools that I'm telling you, right? If you have a whole tool case, but you never use it, and you only needed one tool to get the job done, you needed one screwdriver in order to replace the broken doorknob, but you never take it out of the tool the tool chest. I think that's what it is. The red thing with the handles, that thing. You never take it out your toolbox. There it is. That's the word. You never take it out your toolbox. How can you utilize it? So I really want you to take the time out to think about what tools I have said today and how you can really build upon it and protect yourself. Resiliency really is to help protect you from the mental, emotional, spiritual aspects that will attack you, right? And I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, because it will. But when they happen, what tools are you using? Are you calling a friend? Are you going out enjoying the fresh air? Are you going out finding something good to eat, doing some exploring, whatever it is that you need to continue to build up your tool chest and to use it appropriately, right? Take your chest with you, because you never know. Okay. You never know if it is something you may need, right? So I want you to start to make every day meaningful. What does that mean? Tomorrow is not promised. Today is your present, it is your gift. Make use of your gift. Your gift being your time, talent, treasures, right? Whatever that might be for you, make it a meaningful day. Plan on ways that you can reduce your stress, because with planning, you say, okay, this is what I have to do. And now you know what your goals are. Short-term goals is what I call them, right? Look at what went well yesterday, which is also something that people do when they journal. They look at what they did today, great. They look at what they changed from yesterday to make today better. And it is small victories to celebrate each and every day when you become better, right? You all will see that. I know that Royce is going to kill me, but y'all are going to see that with the planner slash journal that is to come. And I want you to look at, when you're doing that, look at yesterday, yestermonth, the yesteryear, right? And look at those times and say, what is it that I did good? And what is it that I want to continue to do? Or what is it that I did that was a little choppy, right? And I need to work on it. And there's things that I am constantly trying to work on. And most importantly, I really want you all to stay hopeful, because there's going to be times that you make great decisions and everything works out according to plans, right? According to your goals. And then there's going to be days when you don't, and when you aren't winning, when you don't get the trophy, when you don't get the medal, when you don't get the thank you, when you don't get the you did a great job, when you don't get the adoration. Stay hopeful. Stay hopeful. You can't change the past, but now you hold all of the cards in your hand. Hold all of the cards in your hand to make the next play. Make your next play your best play. All right. So I really want you to stay true to you. Stay true to you. When you're looking at being hopeful, stay true to you. There's going to be days that you're going to be angry, right? I can't say that you won't be angry. I can't say that you won't be frustrated. I can't say you won't be aggravated. But when those days come, stay true to you and say, I just need some time alone. I'm not in the best of mood. I need to deal with what's going on, what's pouring in my life right now, right? And I really want you to express how you feel to others, even if it hurts. Even if that means that they're going to leave, even if that means that they're going to disown you, even if that, but be true to you. What is important to you? Express how you feel, because you biting your tongue is only hurting you, not the other person. I really want you to start to share, right? If that means you lose a friend, then they weren't really your friend, because anyone that loves you should be able to hear it. And even if they don't like it, they don't agree with it, they shouldn't leave you simply because you express something that you feel. Right or wrong, that is just my view. All right. And I really want you to take care of your needs. Your needs now, not your wants, but your needs. Take care of your needs, the things that you need in your life, right? And by your expressing your feelings, then that is also a part of your needs. When you hold all of it in, which is something I'm still working on, when you hold all of that in, it comes out in physical ailments, right? You have to do things to express your feelings, to express your needs, to do things, like I said, that you enjoy. Go out and figure out what your hobbies are. Try new things. And now that might become your new hobby. Eat good. I mean, I didn't this weekend because I went to a food festival, but eat good. And take the time out to exercise, whether it's just walking. Take a walk down the street to go get the mail and come back, right? Don't ignore your problems, though. Your problems will never go away with you just ignoring them. I really want you to, right, attack them head on. Say, I know that you're there. I understand exactly that what you're trying to do, and yet I already have a offensive plan for what you're trying to do, right? Offensively, or defensive plan, excuse me, a defensive plan for what you're trying to do, right? The offense is coming at you. They're trying to make a play, trying to make a move, but defensively, what are you doing to protect you, right? Don't ignore them, because they're still coming for you. They're still coming at you. Instead, attack them head on. Have a plan on what you need in order to recover from major setbacks, major losses, or major come ups. You can't control circumstances, like I said. You can't control other people and their decisions. You can't control how someone may, the nature of things, right? What you can say is that I'm an imperfect person trying to do things the best way I know how. Show up anyway. Show up anyway. So it is my time. I know I'm right there at it. Yes, I am. All right. So my goal really is to build up your resiliency, your bank account. I don't want you to go bankrupt emotionally, spiritually, physically, all because you don't have the right tools in order to grow your resilient bank account, to grow your resiliency. So refuse to be ashamed, and refuse guilt to be a part of your bank account, because that right there is what is going to put you in bankruptcy. Never be ashamed of who you are, and never feel guilty for the decisions that you made and who you are. Never. All right. So, with that being said, that is my time. I thank you all for coming on. If I have said something to jumpstart your life, share it with someone else, please. If not for you, but for the future generations to come. So, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. One more time. It only takes a second for you, but it means the world to me. So if you could just take the time out, do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. I want you all to come back now, 22nd at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 22nd of April, we'll be right back here for the fourth Monday, all right? Fourth Monday, and we're going to have part 2 of, right, When It Rains, It Pours. And we may, I'm still waiting for confirmation, going to have a guest speaker there. So that way I want them to kind of give their life of how when it rains, it pours. What does it look like with what we just talked about today? Let's talk about that with someone who actually has gone through it. All right. Love, peace, joy, and happiness, I pray unto you. So until I see you again, be blessed, be safe. See you soon.